Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're about to embark on the emotional journey of the 12 most extraordinary destinies on the planet. People born into hardships that seemed like a curse, yet who courageously created miraculous real-life stories. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next inspiring stories. Leave a comment below telling us which story touched your heart the most. And now, let's get started. The life of Saadat Hossain, a 47-year-old father living in the rural poverty of Sirajganj, was once a long stretch of darkness as he struggled with severe neurofibromatosis. This devastating condition turned his entire body into a network of dense bubble-like tumors. More frighteningly, the tumors on his face continued to grow, gradually covering his eyes, pushing him toward irreversible blindness and taking away his ability to work as the family's main provider. Despite living with deep physical pain and self-consciousness, the burning love he had for his wife and children never faded in the heart of this suffering father. Standing on the fragile edge of permanent darkness, Saadat Hossain entered a desperate race against time to seek surgical treatment. His heartfelt plea touched the compassion of the international community. Support from kind-hearted people around the world brought a miracle, giving him enough funding to undergo a life-changing major surgery in the capital. The surgery was successfully completed, removing the layers of tumors that had weighed heavily on his face and restoring Saadat Hossain's eyesight, along with a much lighter appearance. Now he is able to carry out daily activities on his own, see his children smile and walk confidently under the sunlight. Saadat Hossain's story is a powerful testament to the strength of human compassion, affirming that kindness and sharing are the flames that can relight lives that once seemed to have reached their darkest dead end. Courtney Blackmore entered adulthood carrying a severe challenge visibly marked on her face. Born with cystic lymphatic malformation, a condition that caused large tumors around her chin and neck, the young woman from California endured a childhood filled with tears. The large mass made it impossible for Courtney to fully close her mouth like others, severely affecting her ability to speak and turning her into a target of cruel teasing and bullying at school. However, instead of retreating into darkness, Courtney Blackmore chose a very special weapon to face life, she sang. On YouTube, among millions of polished videos, Courtney appeared in a simple yet proud and dignified way. When the music played and she began to sing, all physical imperfections seemed to fade away, giving way to a voice with perfect pitch, pure tone, and deep emotion that touched the deepest parts of the audience's hearts. Each uploaded video was not merely a musical product, but a powerful statement of resilience. The 20-year-old used melody as a shield to protect her spirit and her voice to connect with and build a global community of fans around the world. Courtney Blackmore proved a simple truth: appearance may not fit society's standard of perfection, but a beautiful soul and true talent always carry the power to overcome every barrier. In a small village in the state of Punjab, the life of 6-year-old Pranshu unfolds in a very unique atmosphere where the boundary between medicine and spiritual faith is deeply intertwined. Born with a mysterious congenital condition that caused a large swelling on his forehead, Along with deep, narrow eyes, he is unable to walk normally like other children. Yet instead of facing discrimination, fate has placed him in a highly sacred role within the spiritual life of the local community. Pranshu's unusually shaped face unintentionally bears a striking resemblance to the image of the elephant-headed deity Ganesha, a figure associated in Hindu culture with good fortune and blessings. Locals believe that the boy is a divine incarnation sent to protect them. Every day, large crowds from many places respectfully line up outside the temple near his home, hoping to catch a glimpse of him and bow to receive blessings from the child they call Lord Ganesha. From a scientific perspective, Pranshu is a pediatric patient with a congenital physical condition. However, within the loving world surrounding him, the villager's faith has become an invisible shield that protects him from psychological harm. His father has shared that he feels grateful and happy that his child's presence brings hope and peace to the entire community. Pranshu's story shows that sometimes love and reverence can transform physical adversity into a symbol of peace and reassurance. At just 3 years old, an age when children are usually running and playing freely, Akshaj is already carrying a major medical challenge. Klippel-Trenaunay syndrome, KTS, an extremely rare genetic disorder affecting roughly 1 in 100,000 people, has caused his entire right leg to overgrow, becoming about 4 times larger than his other leg, accompanied by large birthmark-like bruises and prominent veins visible beneath his fragile skin. Living in Dwarka, every unsteady step taken by Akshaj is a silent battle against physical pain. With one side of his body significantly enlarged, maintaining balance is a difficult task for a 3-year-old child. Yet his eyes never lose their innocence and curiosity. He continues to try walking, continues to explore his small toys, and uses a quiet inner strength to prove that illness cannot overpower his spirit. Accompanying Akshaj is the boundless love of his parents as they continue searching for advanced treatment options. Looking at his determined spirit, we understand that human strength is not measured by the perfection of one's legs, but by the very desire to keep moving forward. Do you think a family's love can create medical miracles? Leave a comment to share your thoughts, and don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Diagnosed with ectopia, cordis heart outside the chest cavity at 20 weeks of gestation, a condition with a 95% mortality rate, baby girl Kiran wrote a miraculous medical saga in the emergency room. After a breathtaking surgery to place her heart inside her chest cavity immediately after birth, she bravely defied fate to grow up healthy in her parents' arms. Her heart, once exposed to the elements, now beat strongly like a true warrior, becoming a living symbol of sacred maternal love, a strength that can help a tiny life overcome the harshest laws of nature. With an extraordinary height of up to 2.16 meters and a weight nearing 180 kilograms, while still a 17-year-old high school student, Brave Williams always drew attention wherever he went. His growth journey was unique, as his body developed at a rapid pace. From an early age, by the age of 5, he was already as tall as a 10-year-old child. While his unusually large physique sometimes caused inconveniences, the young man chose to turn this difference into a unique advantage. On the basketball and football fields of a high school in New York City, Brave appeared like a towering mountain, becoming a source of strength and helping his teammates achieve remarkable victories. However, what truly earned Brave the respect of those around him was not his physical power, but his warm personality. Behind his imposing appearance was a deeply gentle soul, a gentle giant who lived peacefully and cherished his family. Brave Williams is currently training every day with the goal of earning a full athletic scholarship to college and stepping into the professional arena. His story carries a powerful message of self-positioning. When you have a distinctive trait, instead of hiding it in self-doubt, you should find the right environment where it belongs. In that place, the very difference that once made you feel out of place can become the brightest crown that helps you affirm your own value. Mark Inglis is a New Zealand mountaineer who achieved an extraordinary milestone by becoming the first double amputee in history to successfully conquer Mount Everest. After suffering a devastating frostbite accident in 1982 when he was trapped in a blizzard, for 14 days, he was forced to have both legs amputated below the knee. Instead of giving up his passion for climbing, Mark treated his prosthetic legs as a new challenge, training relentlessly to adapt to the harshest environments on Earth. Mark Inglis's journey to the top of the world in 2006 was a true battle between determination and physical limitations. Even when one of his prosthetic legs broke at an altitude of 6,400 meters, Mark calmly repaired it himself and continued climbing, astonishing the international mountaineering community. He proved that when the mind is strong enough, physical disabilities cannot stop a person from reaching heights once thought to be reserved only for the strongest and healthiest individuals. Mark Inglis's life today is an epic anthem of unbreakable perseverance. From mountaineer and winemaker to Paralympic athlete, he has proven that the only true limit humans face is fear itself. Mark reminds the world that hardships are merely stepping stones to greater heights. Are you ready to overcome your fears and conquer your own mountain? Leave a comment to share your thoughts, and don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Hugh Herr was once a young climbing prodigy before a devastating blizzard in 1982 caused severe frostbite, leading to the amputation of both legs below the knee. At the time, doctors believed his athletic career was completely over. However, instead of accepting his fate, Hugh personally designed specialized prosthetic legs with flexible structures that allowed him to continue conquering steep rock faces that even the most able-bodied climbers would hesitate to attempt. What makes Hugh Herr truly remarkable is how he transformed personal tragedy into a scientific revolution by becoming a professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He developed bionic leg technology that uses sensors and algorithms to accurately replicate the movements of human muscles and the nervous system. The prosthetic legs he created not only enabled him to climb again, but also helped thousands of people with disabilities around the world walk, run, and dance with natural grace and fluidity. The life of Hugh Herr is a testament to how technology can blur the line between disability and extraordinary ability. He does not see prosthetics as replacements for loss, but as a new step forward for humanity in upgrading the limits of the human body. For Hugh, disability is not defined by people, but by the current limits of technology. And through his journey, he has sparked hope for a future where all physical barriers can be broken through intelligence and determination. Amy Mullins was born with a rare congenital condition of missing fibula bones, which forced her to have both legs amputated below the knee when she was just 1 year old. However, instead of accepting a limited life, she turned her prosthetic legs into tools to conquer new heights across many different fields. What set Amy apart was her pioneering mindset, as she did not see prosthetic legs as replacements for what was missing, but as works of art that helped her redefine the boundaries of human ability. In sports, Amy Mullins made history at the 1996 Atlanta Paralympic Games by becoming the first athlete to compete using carbon fiber prosthetic legs designed to mimic the limbs of a cheetah. This achievement not only earned her world records, but also opened a new era for prosthetic technology in elite sports. She proved that with technological support and unbreakable willpower, a person without legs can still run faster and push beyond the conventional limits of the human body. Beyond the track, Amy Mullins also became a renowned model and a globally recognized inspirational speaker. She once walked the runway for Alexander McQueen, wearing intricately carved wooden prosthetic legs, blurring the boundary between disability and artistic beauty. Her story reminds us that confidence and creativity can transform even the harshest adversity into a symbol of strength, allowing each individual to design a vibrant and truly unique life. Philippe Croizon was once an ordinary worker, until a devastating electric shock accident in 1994 forced doctors to amputate all 4 of his limbs in order to save his life. After years of deep depression, a turning point came when he watched a swimming program and decided to pursue an impossible goal: crossing the English Channel. What sets Philippe apart is his nothing is impossible mindset, as he spent 2 years training intensely with specially designed prosthetic flippers attached directly to his limb stumps. In 2010, Philippe Croizon amazed the world by completing a swim across the English Channel in over 13 hours. Not stopping there, he went on to carry out a project to swim across the 5 continents via some of the most dangerous straits on the planet, spreading a message of unity and resilience. Every stroke he took was not only an effort to overcome physical barriers, but also a statement that the strength of the human spirit can allow people to master even the vast oceans. Now, Philippe Croizon is a Dakar rally competitor and a motivational speaker who often uses humor to overcome adversity. He proves that losing one's limbs does not mean the end of dreams. The biggest barrier is only fear in the mind. In the face of hardship, will you choose to smile and confront it, or surrender to fate? Leave a comment and let us know. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to spread this positive energy. Zoe entered this world with a body marked by a fragile fate, like glass branches under the sun. Even while still in her mother's womb, her tiny bones were already breaking, and when her first cry of life was heard, her collarbone was immediately injured. That pain seemed almost unimaginable. for a child, as statistics showed that before her first birthday, the baby girl had already suffered more than 100 fractures of varying severity. However, that cruel condition of brittle bone disease never extinguished Zoe's bright smile or her clear, innocent eyes. Even though a strong wind or a tight hug could cause injury to her body, the 6-year-old girl grew up with the spirit of a little warrior in California, her home filled with the boundless love of her parents, and her younger brother became a sanctuary of peace that sheltered this fragile flower as she crossed the harsh boundaries of survival. Seeing Zoe living independently in her wheelchair with resilience, people no longer see a fragile pediatric patient, but a radiant symbol of human willpower. Her story is not one of sorrow, but an inspiring anthem about the value of every fully lived moment. Zoe did not come into this world to break, but to teach us a lesson about courage, proving that a strong spirit can support even the most fragile body. On the day twins Abigail and Isabel cried out at birth, the world of Jody and Matt Perry seemed to come to a standstill when they received the medical diagnosis that both children had Down syndrome. In medical terms, the likelihood of identical twins both having this condition is extremely rare at about 1 in a million births. Amid overwhelming anxiety, the two little angels used their pure innocence and tight embraces to rekindle hope in their small home in the United Kingdom. As time passed, the two 5-year-old girls grew up looking adorable, like two peas in a pod often seen in matching jeans and cute suede boots. Instead of viewing their condition as a misfortune, their parents chose to embrace them as a sacred blessing entrusted by nature. Their unsteady first steps, joyful laughter, and eyes full of love transformed all rigid societal prejudices into the sounds of family happiness. When asked about their journey, the parents of the two girls proudly shared that even if a miracle could allow their children to be born again without Down syndrome, they would still refuse it. For them, the two girls are already the most perfect pieces, needing no changes or corrections of any kind. The Perry family's story is proof that difference is never a defect, it is simply a different, purer way of defining love. The greatest tragedy of his life struck when Edgard was just 4 years old. A horrific traffic accident permanently took away his legs from the knees down. Growing up with clunky metal prosthetic legs, Edgard's childhood was filled with self-doubt and the curious, discriminatory stares of his peers. To escape this harsh reality, he always chose to wear baggy pants to hide his disability, living quietly in the shadows and constantly doubting the uncertain future ahead. However, a turning point in Edgard's life came when he entered the gym where he found a fair world. One without pity, only celebrating sweat and discipline. Instead of continuing to run away from fate, he made a bold decision. He pulled up his pants to reveal his bionic legs and turned them into a symbol of steely determination. Through extraordinary efforts to overcome all biological limitations, Edgard made history as a prestigious IFBB Pro professional bodybuilder and a world-renowned fitness model with an admirable muscular physique. Now, Edgard John Augustin has reached the pinnacle of success, not to prove himself different, but to ignite a flame of hope for those on the brink of despair. He tells the world that the greatest obstacle for human beings has never been their physical bodies, but the limitations they impose on their own minds. His story is a triumphant hymn, demonstrating indomitable strength. When you bravely accept life's scars, that is when you transform them into your own proudest crown. At a peaceful village of Graveney in the Kent region of England, there is a house standing in isolation with an interior space completely different from the rest of the world. Passing through the gate surrounded by a towering chain-link fence, the inside of the house is entirely empty, no luxurious furniture, no carpets, and the furnishings are reduced to an extreme minimalism with every door kept locked. It is a specially designed home built by Mark Montague and Annie Montague to protect their 11-year-old twin sons, Samuel Montague and Jacob Montague, who have severe autism since they were 2 years old. Behind that seemingly cold emptiness lies a deeply moving story of boundless parental sacrifice. Because the severe autism condition of the twins causes them to easily fall into panic and have a tendency to self-harm, Mark Montague and Annie Montague chose to give up the comforts of their personal lives, even removing wall decorations and securing every object with one single purpose: to create an absolutely safe environment for their children. Each day for them is an extraordinary journey of patience, raising their sons with unconditional compassion and care. But the world of the Montague is not confined to those strict walls. When the evening light falls over the nearby beach, one can witness a deeply moving scene. The two boys joyfully chasing waves, their laughter blending with the sound of the sea breeze, while their parents walk beside them watching with hearts full of happiness. Their home may be minimal in material things, but the love and understanding within it are boundless. Throughout her childhood, Ali Stoss endured a long period of emotional pain as she became the target of cruel jokes from her peers. With an unusually rapid growth spurt, Ali had already reached 1.90 meters in height by the age of 12 and eventually grew to 2.06 meters as an adult. The harsh nickname Godzilla given to her by bullies throughout her school years left a deep emotional scar, causing the young girl to constantly withdraw and try to hide from the world. However, at 27, Ali Stoss underwent a remarkable transformation in both mindset and lifestyle. She realized that her extraordinary height was not a curse, but a one-of-a-kind gift that made her impossible to blend into the crowd. Ali began to learn how to love her body, embracing her size, 14 feet with pride, and chose to step into the spotlight as a freelance model to affirm her identity. The confidence she radiates has turned her stature into a form of powerful beauty. Now, whenever walking through the streets in the United States, Ali Stoss no longer lowers her head in fear of curious stares. She walks with her head held high, smiling as she receives admiration from the surrounding crowd. Ali Stoss has turned past insults into stepping stones toward the peak of self-ownership, delivering an inspiring message to women everywhere: have the courage to love your differences and define beauty on your own terms. We often define normal as a standard, but these 12 individuals have proven that difference is the true gift of uniqueness. They did not choose to erase the scars of fate, but instead turned them into proud brush strokes on the canvas of their lives. As you can see, the world does not need more perfect copies. It needs courageous souls willing to live brightly in their own way. As we close these stories, I hope you also find the most confident version of yourself within. If you've just found a bit of motivation or simply a quiet, emotional moment over the past few minutes, consider leaving a like to help spread this energy. Don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey together, exploring more of life's amazing stories. Share your thoughts or leave a comment below so we can talk together. Thank you for watching and see you at the next stop.